All right, ready to dive in. Today we're looking at this article called 25 Benefits of Learning Quran Online with Online Quran Classes. The comprehensive benefits of online Quran classes.
Catchy title. Yeah.
It is, and it's super relevant, especially for Muslim students here in the West. We're going to be exploring how technology is really changing how people learn the Quran.
Yeah, and the article kicks off with the story about Amal, a student who's using her computer to connect with Quran tutors all over the world. I think it really highlights how accessible online learning can be.
It's a great example. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are, you can find expert instruction and connect with other learners online, which is a huge deal if you don't have access to a traditional Quranic school or learning circle nearby.
Exactly. And this is particularly important for women in some more conservative societies where they may face restrictions when it comes to traditional education. The article even mentions research from 2013 by Al-Zubi.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it specifically found that online Quran learning can be really beneficial for those women.
Makes sense. So we've got accessibility, but online learning can also be a lot more affordable, right? Traditional methods can get pretty expensive, but the article mentions how online platforms often have much better tuition rates and payment options.
Totally. Plus, no commute costs.
Right, which is a big plus these days. Okay, but what about the quality of instruction?
Well, that's a big focus in the article, too. A lot of these platforms actually connect students with really qualified tutors from all over the world who can provide personalized guidance.
So it's not just about watching pre-recorded lectures. You're actually getting one-on-one instruction.
Exactly. It's about having a real tutor who can answer your questions, give you feedback, and tailor their teaching to your specific learning style. The article even emphasizes the importance of these tutors getting continuous professional development to make sure the quality of education remains high.
Is this reassuring to hear?
Yeah, definitely. And on top of that, there's just so much flexibility. You can study whenever it works for you at your own pace, and you have access to resources 24/7.
I can see how that would be really appealing.
Oh, absolutely. And this flexibility actually became a lifeline for a lot of people during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Wow.
There's even research from Hajjana and others in 2022 that showed just how important online learning became during that time.
You know, I'll admit I was a little skeptical about online Quran learning at first, but after reading this article and hearing about Amal's experience, I'm pretty impressed. The personalized approach, the flexibility, the affordability, it's a pretty compelling combination.
I agree. And the really exciting part is that technology is playing a huge role in enhancing the learning experience even further.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, the article talks about things like interactive tools, real-time feedback, and the use of multimedia resources like videos and
Wait,
quizzes.
hold on. That sounds really cool. Like, imagine a digital Quran where you can click on any word and instantly see the translation, the commentary, and even hear different recitations.
Exactly. And the real-time feedback is like having a tutor right there with you all the time. They can offer immediate corrections and guidance, which you wouldn't necessarily get in a traditional setting. And beyond just delivering individual lessons, these platforms are also doing a lot to foster a sense of community.
So you're saying it's not just about individual learning, you're actually connecting with others.
Exactly. You're connecting with learners from all over the world who share a common goal. It's like building a virtual ummah, where students can collaborate, share their experiences, and learn from each other's perspectives.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. And there's research to back this up too. Camille and others in 2021 found that online Tahfidz al-Quran programs actually led to significant improvements in Islamic education learning outcomes.
Tahfidz al-Quran programs, what are those?
Oh, sorry. Those are programs designed for memorizing the Quran.
Got it. So it's not just about convenience. These programs actually get results.
Yeah.
And Hajjana's research in 2022 also found a positive impact on student learning outcomes in Al-Quran memorization using online learning. It seems like this approach is really proving itself.
Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty exciting to think about the future of online Quran learning. With all the new technologies coming out, I bet we'll see even more innovation in this space.
Absolutely. The possibilities are endless. It's all about empowering individuals to connect with their faith in a way that fits with their modern lives.
And speaking of platforms that are doing just that, the article mentions a leading platform called Hafizon Academy.
Oh, yeah, they're great. They offer a wide range of courses, including specific techniques for memorizing the Quran and really in-depth resources on tajweed.
Tajweed.
Yeah, the rules for proper pronunciation. It's really important for reciting the Quran accurately and beautifully.
Ah, I see. So they cover all the bases.
They do. And the best part is they offer a free trial, so you can actually try out their platform before committing to anything.
A free trial.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great way to see what they're all about, connect with their tutors, and figure out if online learning is the right fit for you.
Makes sense.
So if you're interested, you can sign up for the free trial and check out all their courses on their website, hafizon.com.
Okay. I'm definitely going to check that out. But here's a question. We've been talking a lot about the convenience and accessibility of online learning. But what about the spiritual aspect? Do you think it's possible to develop the same kind of deep connection and understanding online as you would in a traditional in-person setting?
That's a really interesting question. It's something a lot of people wonder about when they consider making the switch to online learning. It really gets to the heart of what it means to connect with the Quran on a spiritual level. It's something worth exploring for sure.
Yeah.
It's true that the traditional setting, like a mosque or a face-to-face learning circle, they hold a special significance for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
There's that sense of community that you can really feel and a shared energy. And a lot of times, a deep-rooted tradition that comes with those physical spaces.
I think there's also something about that direct interaction with a teacher.
Yeah.
The nonverbal cues, being able to ask questions as they come up, and just the feeling of being present in a dedicated space for learning.
You're right. But I think we also have to acknowledge how much technology has evolved
Right.
to the point where we can have a level of interaction and engagement that might surprise people.
Oh, totally. I mean, look at the video conferencing we have now.
Right.
The quality is so high that it feels like you're in the same room.
Exactly.
And then there are things like interactive whiteboards that are almost like being in a real classroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the ability to share resources and collaborate so easily, I mean, that just wasn't possible before.
And all of that makes it so much more accessible
Yeah.
for people who maybe live in remote areas or have mobility issues or, anything that prevents them from going to in-person classes. Right? It really opens up a whole new world for them to connect with the Quran.
It's really about breaking down those barriers
Yeah.
and making spiritual growth possible for everyone.
Exactly.
And you know what? I'm starting to think that the online environment could even help with focus and concentration.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, because you're not dealing with all the potential distractions that can come up in a physical setting.
Right.
It's like you're creating your own little virtual sanctuary.
A dedicated space just for learning and reflection.
Exactly.
That's a great point.
And I think no matter where you're learning, whether it's a traditional classroom or an online platform, it all comes down to your own intentions.
Yeah,
Your dedication to learning and how much you're willing to engage with the material.
absolutely. It's about approaching the Quran with sincerity and a desire to learn no matter how you're learning.
And it's not just about solo learning either.
Right.
The article talks about how online platforms are incorporating community-building features.
Yeah, which is really cool because you can connect with people from all over the world.
It's amazing how online learning can bridge those geographical and cultural divides.
I know, it's really fascinating.
You can share your experiences and learn from different perspectives.
And the article specifically mentions things like virtual study groups
Oh, yeah.
and online forums where students can talk about what they're learning and support each other.
Right. Those features are so important for creating that sense of belonging,
Definitely.
that supportive network for learners.
And it's not just a nice bonus.
Right.
This aspect of community is backed up by research.
We've talked about those studies by Camille and others, and Hasjan and others,
Yes.
that showed how effective online Quran learning can be.
exists.
It's not just a convenient alternative.
Right.
It can lead to real educational and spiritual growth.
For sure.
So online Quran learning really offers this unique and valuable path
It does.
for connecting with the Quran, deepening your understanding, and really fostering that spiritual growth.
It's not about replacing the traditional ways of learning.
Right.
Because those are important to a lot of people.
Of course.
But it's about giving people more options,
Wow.
ways to engage with the Quran that fit into our modern, busy world.
Absolutely.
And as we're getting close to wrapping up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I think it's super important to remember that, even with this modern approach, it still takes personal effort and sincerity to make the most of your learning journey.
That's a great point. In any kind of learning, online or in person, the most important thing is your intention, your effort, and how sincere you are about seeking knowledge
That's it.
and connecting with the divine.
Beautifully said. It really is about opening doors to connect with the Quran in a new way.
It's about making it work for your life.
Right. Exactly.
And, for anyone out there who's thinking about trying online Quran learning,
Mm-hmm.
it's really helpful to think about what you want to get out of it.
What are your goals?
Yeah, like do you want to improve your recitation? Learn the rules of Tajweed.
Hmm.
Maybe memorize some specific surahs.
Yeah, or even dive into the deeper meanings and interpretations.
Right, there are so many options. And platforms like Hafizon Academy,
They're great.
they have such a wide range of courses that
Hmm.
you're bound to find something that fits your needs.
And your learning style, too.
Exactly. And don't forget about the free trial.
Oh, yeah, that's a great way to try it out.
You can get a feel for the platform,
Hmm.
talk to the tutors, and really see if it's right for you.
Risk-free.
Exactly. It's a great opportunity to explore this whole world of online Quranic education.
And it could really enrich your life.
Deepen your connection with your faith.
Absolutely.
So to wrap things up, if you're even a little bit curious about online Quran learning,
Check out Hafizon Academy.
they have so much to offer, and you can find all the details on their website.
Hafizon.com.
We've talked about so many benefits today.
Accessibility, affordability.
The technology, the sense of community.
It's amazing how much online Quran learning has to offer.
But before we go, any final thoughts for our listeners who are thinking about starting this journey?
No matter what path you choose, online or traditional, approach the Quran with an open heart and a real desire to learn.
That's beautiful.
May your connection with the Quran bring you peace, guidance, and inspiration.
I love that. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of online Quran learning.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you learned something new and feel inspired to keep exploring the Quran.
And until next time, keep diving deep.
See you then.